I don't know how to flip the camera. Can I flip the camera while I'm in your box or no?
Yeah, I think you can. I think you can go if you click on the box and then you can flip it.
Where are we? Yes.
Yeah, he didn't say it was in the chat, but he was letting the comments get pins, which was my point.
Oh, you can see I've not even read them. Look at this shit. Why would he do that? That's sick. Like, I don't get this shit. Like, I don't get it. And knowing that he's been through something similar, he is disabled. He has had a second chance at life with someone else's heart. And he is literally being so cruel. Like, I get questions. And again, like you said, Katie, it's a very valid point. I'm very new to this. And I've said, if people have been blocked and they're genuine, I'm sorry. Please inbox Ben. We will unblock them. But
I just feel I know what you're going through right now, because we went through exactly the same with the mods blocking and stuff, and you can't be held responsible for the mods not blocking, but I do think a conversation needs to be made with them to stop blocking, because this was the main thing that we got absolutely torn apart for.
I agree with that, because if there is people that are donating, whether it be £1 or £100 or whatever, and if they make a comment they're getting blocked, it's going to be for them, they're going to be like, hold up, like, it's a bit of a fuck.
Apologise, like I can only apologise, and I have said please like inbox Ben, because obviously if it's been blocked on this account they can't inbox me, but inbox Ben and we'll unblock them, and I have apologised, but you know I'm only human, and I'm
no, of course, yeah, of course, we get that.
Look, I know what we've been through exactly the same thing, and it took us, you know, we wanted to put all the evidence out last year and obviously, you know, in the midst of all of it, we lost Isla, and it's just not been the right time, and we've only just the past couple of months been strong enough to come on and to prove all of the lies, and what you're going through right now with the videos and only showing half of what you've said now. I can't remember what FYP it was on, but I watched your live last night. That was and they actually
tell him to come over then, Chris. Tell him to come over. If he wants to come over, he can come over, and we'll sort it out right here, right now.
Can I just... Sorry, Kate, carry on.
Go on, sorry, I'm just one last thing. Yeah, when you actually watch this video, you know, we've seen the videos going around where you're talking about, you know, refusing the surgery a couple of years ago, and everyone's been talking about that, but when you actually watch your live from last night where you explain why, because it was the wrong surgery and it wasn't the surgery that you've been promised, it's like, why are people jumping on the clipped videos just like they did with us, that fucking ruined our life, that took that time away from us with Isla, and not just waiting for it to be explained? Like, you are new to the app, you're under immense pressure right now, you know, there's no doubt that Harley needs the surgery. Yeah, you're going to have slip-ups on stuff that you say, but so does everybody. Darren's got us, you know, from stuff he's slipped up and said stuff in the past, but he's put all the proof out now, so people shouldn't be jumping on stuff straight away and just wait for you to explain stuff. But one thing I will say is definitely just, you know, have a word with your mods about the blocking and stuff, and there might be a different way, so obviously put your truth out, because this app is fucking disgusting. You do have to be so transparent with things, like literally down to the like, we actually went and got a solicitor. We were like, fuck that, we're not going on, because we've been that trolled to the point where if we'd have put certain things out, they'd have been like, well, hang on a minute, that's 10p from that, and that's when we were like, no, fuck this. So we actually went and paid a solicitor and gave all the evidence to a solicitor for them to put it in the court report for a judge. That's how we had to do it in the end, because it literally went that far, because we were in court and couldn't talk about it. So, and just like, I know you know to be transparent, but my advice would be be so transparent with it if you can, do you know what I mean? But it's absolutely just like my heart goes out to you at the minute.
Sorry, can I just say, is this Nicola a member of the family?
She's one of my team.
All right, no, you can't get up then, Nicola, unfortunately. This weren't meant to be a live about anything. It was literally a case, like I said, I scroll past. I sit here and do a bit of cam turn, and obviously I see your live, see how upset he was, and then I wanted to see what he was saying, so I went over, started watching his, and then he started going in on me, thinking I'm part of yous, when this is the first time I've ever met you. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, there was a time, like I said, that before you got up, that I will say something that you probably might not agree with, but when we all first heard about you, like, Drama Talk's its own little section, yeah? And Drama Talk, when we come together, we raise a lot of money for children. In fact, we done one for a little child who unfortunately did pass away. And Elisa, what was it in total? It was raised 36,000 or something?
Yeah, it was.
And that was through doing a live stream where gifts were off and diverting everyone straight to a GoFundMe. Yeah, we done.
To a PayPal.
People were shaving eyebrows, doing all that sort of stuff, and like, I think it was Delusive Angie wanted to run a talent show, and was going to get all the big creators in to do something, and then obviously, apparently, she was shut down by you and told no. Do you know what I mean? So that lost a lot of support on us from this side, where you would have got a hell of a lot of support, especially from Angie. Do you know what I mean? Because she has got a big say on this app.
Yeah, and obviously it's a learning curve, and that all came from Mr. TikTok UK scam, like literally stole money from Harley.
Yeah, he's a wrong un.
I did like retract that straight after, and again I'm learning, but again I also understand where you're coming from and how that made you feel. I really get it, but I can only like apologise and say this is a learning curve. I do make mistakes. I have made mistakes. I am just human, and you know, everyone's opinion, they've got their own opinion, but there's opinion and then there's facts. And I'll just say that the same person that caused all this hate towards the Hardys is the exact same person that started all this for Harley and us. And may I add, people need to research him, because he is a horrible person, and he needs to be stopped. He needs to be stopped. The stuff he's saying about Harley and stuff, saying we're doing stuff to him, is absolutely vile. Absolutely vile.
I just wanted to jump up as well, Kate, everyone, to say at the centre of this, regardless of what you're seeing, what you think, your personal opinion, there is a poorly child at the centre of this. And can we just bear that in mind? Because we've seen what the Hardys went through with Isla, and I just don't think it's right. Some of the things people are saying, there is still a poorly child at the centre of this, you know, and it doesn't sit right with me. And it's a difficult situation, because obviously things are being said, and you're saying, you know, it's learning curves and things, and I get that completely, because I know what this app's like, especially. But I think everybody can all agree, well, most people, some people are just bastards, but most people can agree that we want your little boy to be well as much as you do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate your honesty, and I can only apologise, and I'm literally only joined the app actively like posting it in January, and I'm still learning. I still don't know how things work, but no matter what proof I put out there, no one's happy. No one. They just go on to the next question, the next question, the next question, and I
think it's because it's such a large amount of money. Do you know what I mean? So people will question things, and I think with something like this, you need to have complete transparency. And I have to be honest, I haven't looked into it all completely, so I don't really know the ins and outs of everything. But I think all I've seen from people mostly is that they just want full transparency with things.
I get it. I really get it, and I'm learning.
Yeah, and that's one thing that obviously you have to take on board, especially if people are giving over their money. There's always going to be somebody that want to see what's adding up, what's coming, everything like that. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think if my advice, I'd probably say, only from what we've been through, and obviously you've got money coming from different places and stuff at the minute, is to probably just have like one account where it all goes into, and you can just go boom, like this is how much we've made from this is how much we've made from this is being donated, and just that's it. That's literally all you need to do, to just shut it down. One account that it's all going into, because when you're raising money for this, like it's non-taxable. It's charity donations, so it can
is
all
that
just be in
Angie, or is
one
that a fake
like,
account?
boom.
Yes,
Okay.
Oh,
Sorry.
hi Angie.
I'm just waiting patiently. Oh, can I speak? Yeah. Hello. Yeah, I don't know what's happened, to be honest. I've just literally come back on after having a break. I just think that, you know, it's social media, and I think when you're doing this on social media, because there's money, there's a lot of scammers on here, and that's, you know, we've been scammed so many times, haven't we, at No Face?
Yeah,
I'm not
too
saying
many
that's
times.
you, don't get me wrong, but that's probably where all the questions are coming from. And people have said that, you know, you block people for asking questions, and there's a lot of, you know, that you do gift, and this is not me having a go, by the way, I'm just telling you what people have said, that you gift quite big on here. So I'm not saying that's the case, but that's what people are saying.
Yeah, no, so Angie, I went into this lady's live earlier, 1 second. I'll get it up now.
And this is what I'm asking, please look yourself.
It's people that are, obviously, you know, it's like one person says something, they all run with it, so Louis obviously saying that she's got a 35 gifting badge, but you can clearly see that's their account, 240 something K followers, and it's got a level 1 gifting badge.
Right. Okay,
there.
well, that's one of the questions. The reason I'm asking you that because I was getting a lot of questions of that, so that's why I'm putting it. And I said, well, it's here, so we don't know. So that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, what it
I
was,
think it's a
so what's
fan
happened?
account.
Yeah, so what's happened is
Sorry.
that I was obviously, you know, I just cam 2 and so I was cam 2 in Hope Harley, then I went in and had a look to see what he was saying, and then like he just started getting arsey with me calling me out and shit like that. And all I turned around and said was that.
What's he saying, No Face? I don't.
So he's going against this Hope for Harley family, and obviously trying to call out stuff and stuff like that. But what I was trying to explain is that this guy, do you remember when he was going for it, and his mum was the one on the app trying to raise money for him, and he was when he was poorly, and his mum was getting severely trolled, and we was all sticking by her and helping her and everything like that. And I just said it's poor taste from him now. He's got his heart that he's now doing it to a family that are in the same position. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? Which ain't wrong in saying.
What's he saying though? Because he was talking about this yesterday.
He's saying she's got a level 35 gifting badge, that she's clearly using money from stuff to pay for that, and just other bits and bobs, which is just ridiculous. I ain't watched too much into it, to be honest with you. I'm only been watching it through today.
But though, No Face, because you know, unfortunately, this app, you know, what TikTok is like. People believe everything and anything. Yeah, so people were saying it in my comments. Oh no, she's a big gifting level. She's spending the donation money and all this. People were saying. So I'm glad that I've asked that question because
you know, people need to stop in the box now, Kelly, and people can actually ask you questions and you can answer anything that needs to be said. Do you know what I mean?
People saying there's 2 accounts. I don't have 2 accounts. This is obviously my husband's account, Ben Harris. That's my husband's name, and the main account is well, it's mine. But this is genuine account, and I always have been transparent about that as well, and I always tag Ben in all of my videos. And a lot of people know who Ben is, and you know.
To be fair, Harley, if you were sending lions and unis, I can guarantee you people would have taken a screenshot of that.
And this is what I'm asking. Can you show the proof of this? Because
I think, is there a fan account of Hope for Harley, like a Hope for Harley support or fan page that's a level 35?
Listen, I don't know.
That's what people.
I don't know what that means, but it's not me, and it's a lie, and that's all I'm trying to say. Please.
Yeah, your account is definitely a level 1. I looked earlier when you was live.
Thank you. And I really don't know what it is, to be fair, the leveling and that, and I don't get it, and I don't want to get
Rob. So what it is, like she's explained, it's not her that's blocking or muting. She's got moderators, and so sometimes moderators do get a bit happy. Do you know what I mean? Some people in my life get muted for saying stuff that my mods take wrongly. Do you know what I mean? So it's not them blocking and muting, it's the mods, and she said she's going to have a word with them.
Can I just, I wonder, sorry, I don't know your name, but I wonder if you should do a live, and this is up to you obviously, if you should do a live and sit and you know, still do what you do, and then just say, listen, I'm going to take all everyone's questions, write them down and say, you're not going to answer them right now because it could be lengthy and there's too many, and then just do a live with people's questions on the, I mean, it's up to you, like.
That's a really good idea.
You know what, maybe people could come to it as well, yeah, so it gets out to everybody. If you let people know when you're going to do it, you can come to it as well to get it out.
Yeah.
You don't have to continuously be doing all of it, you know. Like I did see the one you did last night where you answered a lot of the questions, and you know, you talked about why the surgery was, you know, you denied the surgery because it was the wrong surgery. That even, like, if people go and look, well, people are doing the surgery.
But one thing I will say is, like, obviously Angie said as well, is that when it comes to money, everything has to be transparent. I know you might feel a bit like, oh, but why do they need to know? It's not a case of why do they need to know, it's a case of being transparent keeps you covered. You know what I mean? So like,
we paid thousands this year. We paid thousands this year for solicitors to go and do this, like, just because we didn't understand TikTok at the start and we thought we were being transparent, and we was. Enough for the people who followed us from the start are still with us now because they've seen the whole journey. But then people who come to the app like 4 years later who wasn't on the journey, like when we were raising that money and when we were doing everything with Isla, didn't see back then, and we don't have the receipts for that to show, like, this is what we did, that's what we did, but then they get torn apart, if you know what I mean. So
hey, the problem is,
this year,
as you know, that so many people have been scammed on this app. I'm not saying that any of you are, but we have been scammed numerous times by people saying that this and that about their child, because it gets the heartstrings, it gets people involved. Do you know what I mean? It turns out to be a scam, they disappear.
Yeah, I said this yesterday, though. I said, this lady, and I do believe your story. I don't know your name. I've had my opinions on it. I'm not going to say them here. But however, I don't think you're a scammer. And I did say that on my live because there's no way I think that a scammer will come on here asking for 2.5 million, be plastered all over Facebook, Instagram, including TikTok, and be scamming people. So I do believe your story. People analyse everything, you know, and I know what it's like at the hospitals, how they screw up and you get things wrong. And next minute you're called a liar by social media because you've got something wrong, you said something wrong. But I do believe your story, 100%, yeah.
You just have to be transparent.
Do you know what it is
the family as well? One sec, babe. They've actually been on national TV though as well. Do you know what I mean? They've been on national TV, ITV, you know, talking about what they have to do. And I think what's happening is a lot of trolls are getting involved in this and spinning loads of lies on them. I can see loads of similarities to Harley's page and Kelly and her husband Ben. I can see loads of similarities to everyone banding together and jumping on.
I'm telling you now, the people in Louis' chat are our trolls. I've seen so many.
I think that's always going to happen, though, isn't it? When you do stuff like this, that's always going to be there. So the only thing you can control is how you then manage the money, be transparent, do all of that, because that's always going to happen. And I think this thing with the Louis situation, it's more that it's probably disappointing, the fact that he's been in that scenario and he doesn't have to support you in Harley's situation. I mean, I wish the best for him, obviously, but he doesn't have to support him. He doesn't have to do anything. But I think he probably should have just either kept quiet or been supportive and not gone the other way. Just because he's been in that situation, it's probably more disappointing that he's tried to sort of incite things somewhat rather than just sort of stay quiet if he didn't want to support it.
Yeah, I think I just earlier really taught me, like, listen, you can say what you want about me, but not my husband and my children. What you said about Ben was so rude. Like, I don't think husband's even mentally there. So rude because he's autistic, which is really, really rude and really demeaning to say that about him. So I jumped on, like, I'm sorry.
Is that what made you go in, No Face?
No, do you know what it was? I was just scrolling past and then I see. It's the first time I've seen Hope for Harley's live pop up on my thing, so I just sat and watched it for a minute and I could see her explaining certain situations, and then obviously the next live that popped up was King Louis. So while I was setting up, I had his live on and then I heard him talking about them, so I thought, 2 and 2 together, this is what's going on, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm sat watching him and then like he's saying about their level 35 gifting badge and then loads of other stuff, and then someone's gone over and said I was cam 2ing him. Next minute he's fucking sitting there cunting me off and all this and that. Like, I went in my backup, tried to speak to him. He's like, you've got 20k followers, get out. Like I'm some dickhead. It all comes down to followers and clout and that. Like,
yeah, I was watching earlier and I just felt disappointed that he was sort of saying things bad, and I just thought,
and that was my point.
When you've been in that position,
my point was that his mum sat on live and promoted his page why he was really unwell, yeah, and she got trolled heavily. People backed her. He should know that you as Harley's mum are getting the same, but he's feeding into the trolls because he's sitting there reading the comments out and he's loving it. He's interacting it because he's got 100 or 200 people in his room where usually he sits with 30, 40. Like,
Can I ask
so he's
a
loving
question
it.
that keeps coming up? Sorry, Harley's mum, I don't know your name. Sorry, Kelly. So people in the comments keep talking about TickLeap and say that you've hidden it, the earnings on TickLeap. I don't know anything about that, but I've been added to our.
Right, I can confirm you can't hide your earnings on TickLeap. TickLeap's done through a separate. So TickLeap is a place where you can see what people earn.
People are saying stuff. Let me look now.
What, can someone explain to me what this is?
It just shows you earnings on TikTok.
TickLeap is just like, so what you get, what you earn via gifts daily, it shows up on this website, so people can see, yeah. And you can't hide that. That's not even a TikTok thing. That's done for a third party company.
And I'm going to do a video as well. I keep these in my life. Every single thing, the GF, the CF, stuff from on here goes straight into an account we open for Harley. Absolutely everything.
Can I ask you a quick question, Kelly?
Yeah.
If you don't mind. You know, have you put the invoice of the what the surgery is? Yeah, you've done all that. So there you go. Right, you've got to tell people say it's an AI, you've got to have all that still.
He's accusing me of. He's got to be the worst one for this. He's saying, "Oh, it's all AI. All that therapy on there's for cancer. We don't need that." And then, you know, I had someone questioning Harley's disability. I put that on there, and then she's going. This person is going, oh, but that was dated 2022. And I was like, yes, unfortunately, when you get diagnosed with a disability, you don't grow out of it.
Yeah.
Do you know what? My heart just absolutely
People know
breaks for you
shout out
right now.
scammer. You're not. I don't think you're a scammer at all.
Can I just say something? Angie, would you be happy tomorrow to have Hope Harley's mum on your platform?
Yeah,
Because obviously you have a big room. You have a lot of people that come in, they listen, and I think that obviously it'll help her a lot. Yeah, I know, but you run a good platform, and throughout the day, I think it'll be a good thing for you to have on your platform to try and push up.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime.
It will reach more people, probably.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
And listen, not everyone's going to like me, and that's fine. I'm fine with that. But just know I am a mum. Everything I'm saying is from my heart, and I've shown, and I can't win though. I show Harley, oh, you're using for clickbait, but then people want to see him. Of course they want to see him. I can't win. I'm not going to, not everyone's going to like me, and that's fine. But just know, do your research first, please. And especially the hospital that have done this to Harley, Great Ormond Street. They are still in the paper in the news. They have botched over 700 children that have permanent disabilities that now have limbs missing. Harley come from the same hospital. All his letters are from the same hospital. I can only prove so much before it gets a bit of a joke. Like, I can't put any more out there. I put the invoice from the surgeon. I put his email out there. I've broke down all his surgeries. I've put like Harley's diagnosis out there. People want to see my bank statements. I think that's a step too far. I'd be stupid to do that. But it's hard.
This is why I'm saying to you, babe, I think that all of the money that you're raising for Harley needs to be in a completely separate account, and it all just needs to go into the account that you can show. You don't need to show your personal bank statements, but everything that's being raised needs to just go into the one account, and that does need to be shown coming from somebody who's been through it.
Yeah.
Pretty much what people want to see, is, and I know it's hard for you to take in because of it's going to be for anyone who's trying to just do something to save their child's life. But it's just so people can see what's gone in and that money isn't being spent out of it. Do you get what I'm saying? That's all that people are clearly to see. So just show what's in and out. You don't even have to go show all your statements. Just be clear. Even if once a month you turned around and put up a statement saying, this is what's in there this month. Do you know what I mean? Next month, this is what's in there. Just so people can see. And then people can see and then no one can question it. But there's one question I'm going to ask. You don't have to answer it, but I think it will clear up a lot of things, all right? A lot of the comments are saying, why did it change from what it was originally to what it is now, price-wise?
I have explained.
And I think that, I think that'll clear up a lot of things.
Get off me, baby. Sorry, my boy's leaving me. So first, when we started this whole campaign last year, I think it was June or July, don't quote me on the date, it's in my video. We was looking for a private consultation in the UK. And when we looked, it was around 200k. That's what we looked at. And then bearing in mind, Harley doesn't need just scoliosis surgery. He's classed as a complex spinal surgery. And that's where we got the quote from, the 200k. Then we went to see the private consultant, which again, I can put the proof up, but it's just beyond a joke at some point, which was Mr. Malloy. And unfortunately, he couldn't help Harley. He said he's in a bad way. But that's how we was led to Mr. Lenke. So I do believe that we was led there for a reason. He said he can't help him. However, his colleague that he used to work with, Mr. Lenke, if anyone can help him, it's him. So we started the process of sending all the documents over between that point and up until December last year. And that was a task in itself. The hospitals were withholding all the information. It took so long. So, and it was around October, they told us he was inoperable in the UK. And that's where that came from. And then it was literally, when I found out how much the operation was, so we found out in October 2025, the UK deemed him inoperable. They also took it to a national meeting, which they're supposed to include loads of hospitals, absolutely loads of hospitals. They asked one. And the other hospital they asked was Great Ormond Street, which I said point blank, they are not allowed in the meeting because they caused this damage. And I don't want their opinion on Harley's care. That's why we got a second opinion. But what did they do? they let him in on the surgery, on their opinion on the surgery, and they all deemed him inoperable. 3 hospitals, so Evelina, Great Ormond Street, and Edinburgh. So, so that's what happened there. They deemed him inoperable, and obviously from October and through December, I kept telling myself, this is the last Christmas I'm going to have my son. What am I going to do now? They've said he's inoperable, but what else can I do? So that's why when I got that call in January, on the 8th of January, I swear to you, I've turned to God the last year and I pray every night, and I have been for a miracle. So to get that call and that miracle, it truly was that. It can't be anything else but that. And then 4 days later, to find out the quote and how much it costs, and Harley doesn't need 1 surgery now. He has to have 3 to be saved. 3 major surgeries for him to be saved. And that's the difference in the cost. And I did a video and I said, I can't do this. How am I going to raise this money? How is this possible? Who has the access to those funds unless you are...
It does make sense, because if the price was what it originally was, he would have had the surgery already. Do you know what I mean?
I wish to God he could have the surgery over here. I wish, had Harley not been fouled so much, Harley's life before this, Harley was a completely different child. And it breaks my heart the amount we have lost of him so far. They neglected Harley. They ignored us. Harley was never like this. This isn't Harley's condition that done this. It was they did the wrong operation, which we now have in black and white, and they left him.
Can I just say something, Kelly? The problem is there's only 25 people in the world, did you say, that has this condition? That's a problem. You need an actual specialist that knows what they're doing, Yeah. But I've got a couple of questions. Do you mind? And once again, you do not have to answer them. You don't have to answer them. My first question is, you did refuse one in 2024 or not?
Yeah, I did address this a while ago. So it was the wrong surgery. Now, bearing in mind, this is with Great Ormond Street again. And at this point, I now had in black and white Harley's lung function that they had been hiding for 3 years and said they didn't have. So they then wanted to do, from the point they see Harley, which I think they started seeing him in 2014 to 2024, they always told us Harley would need a definitive spinal operation with rods, which is literally standard practice for someone with scoliosis and curves. And it wasn't until this point, when we went in for a spinal investigation day in I think it was the August of that year, they changed their minds all of a sudden. We're not going to do that surgery. Harley no longer has any growth left, even though 2 months previous he had a growth scan of his hands and it showed he has growth left. Oh, Harley can't have the rods now because he's got no growth left. And I was like, whoa. So it was the wrong surgery. They wanted to do the exact same surgery, so use Harley's bone and fuse another part of his spine, which we were certain caused this. We now have that in black and white from the new surgeon, that it is in fact the wrong operation he had. So, and when I tell you he wouldn't be here today, he wouldn't. It would have killed him. So it was the wrong surgery. They wanted to do a posterior spinal fusion, and what they'd already done was an anterior spinal fusion. So had they put rods in, or growth rods, in the first place, Harley would not be in this situation. They did the complete wrong surgery and then ignored our pleas for help and the rapid decline in his health, saying there was no change in it. There was no change in the curve, even though you could visibly see on the screen his spine getting worse and worse and worse. And I put a video up of all of his x-rays and you can literally see.
I read an article about that you refused it because of the anaesthetics of his lungs.
I don't know where that's from. But what the issue is with the lungs, the issue with what the NHS are saying is with any spinal surgery, you have to be paralysed for it. And what they're saying is where his lungs are too weak, they won't recover from it. But that's not really factual with what we've heard from the new surgeon. Yes, it could happen, but if we leave him, they only told us this in October as well. They said, prepare yourself, he's going to be on a ventilator permanently, so I'm never going to hear his voice again if he's put on a ventilator. Not a ventilator, the tracheostomy. So he won't be able to speak anymore. And the one that kills me is a feeding tube. My baby loves food. He loves cake and he can't eat much of it. But the thought of him not being able to eat absolutely kills me. So we won't even lose him bang on. it is going to be slow, painful, losing all
Deteriorate.
quality of his life and all function. And they failed him so much. I will not let them take him away from me. You tell me any person or any mother, if they was told there was a cure for their child, that they wouldn't try and get that they wouldn't try, you know, make that happen. I need to know that I've done everything to save my son, because I'm one of these people. I wouldn't be able to live with myself.
Right, can I just pick up?
Two more questions really quickly before I get this brain fog. I'm going to forget. Now, once again, you don't have to answer because I don't want you to feel like everyone's kind of like jumping on you, because that's not the case. But first question: Why is it not operable here but operable in the US? And what's the success rate of this operation in the US?
So they are not as skilled over here. Now, they say the operation's not available over here. But when we've looked into something, I think, don't quote me on the way this goes, I think it's called an IFR or an IFRRF. It's basically funding for treatment over in over here, which we didn't know about. The NHS never told us this. Again, it was from one of my followers that told me, are you aware of this? You can get the funding, because there has to be 3 factors to it. The case has to be extremely rare and unique, which obviously it is. I can't find anyone else with it in the UK. And an exceptional case. There's 3 elements to it. You can research it. It's IFR. But we've taken that to them now, and they're saying that the operations are available over here, but they haven't offered them to Harley. So again, to me, why? Why have they done that? And this is.
Why do they say it's not operable though? Because to say that is saying that he can't.
Now. They've said he's too bad now, but yet they want to leave him to get worse and to die. They basically.
It's like the same story with that young little lad who was in hospital for ages. Do you not remember? And the courts ruled that his ventilator should be turned off, even though his mum and that wanted to take him home and try and get other surgery in a different country. Like
a little Alfie.
Yeah, I can't remember the. Archie, yes, little Archie, like Alfie. Sorry,
I'm in contact with his mum.
Yeah, that same sort of story there, Angie, where they went to court to try and save their child, but the hospital was saying no, we're not going to operate. We're just going to turn his life support machine off. Do you know what I mean? Like they don't give a. The NHS don't give a fuck.
No,
let's be real.
My last question. What's the success rate of the surgery in the US?
They don't give you like a percent.
What's his success rate as a surgeon?
Have a look at his credentials. He is the #1 spinal surgeon for complex spinal surgeries, might add.
I did look him up, yeah.
No, please do. He is fascinating in the world. He has his own surgical method. He has pioneered a method to save children. And if you look at just his reviews on Google, so many people, and a lot from the UK, were deemed inoperable over here, and they went to him and please do the research yourself. Don't take my word for it. And this is what I ask. This is all I ask. Please look for yourself. And he saved their lives. I'm telling you, anyone that's in a similar position.
Didn't you ask the success rate of this operation? You know, what's the chances of him pulling through?
He is certain he can save Harley's life, and not only that. The thing that opened my eyes were, so over here they told us where the spine, if you've seen Harley's pictures, it's over here. It's over here. It collapsed the bronchus of his lungs. So where it's over here and those bronchus were collapsed, my first question was, when we went to the second opinion of a respiratory in the Evelina / St Thomas's, it's the same hospital, can he regain those bronchus? Can they reinflate? It's like the branches to a tree. No, they can't. Oh, yes, they can. NHS told us they couldn't. Mr. Lenke said, I'm pretty certain that I can give him lung function back.
That's brilliant. He's quite confident. I like that.
Yeah. He is. He is the best in his field, and please have a research.
Is that 2.5 million for the surgery, just the surgery?
Yes, for the 3 surgeries. And I get that. I put the quotes out there, and it is very, very detailed. And like someone added the other day, in America, they literally put in there for every eventuality. So, what, babe?
Sit on a bed.
For the bed, for the hospital stay, he would have to be in intensive care unit for nearly 4 months. It's 3 surgeries. And, he has got to first be fit for surgery.
Can he fly? Is he fit to fly?
He is fit to fly. He's passed the fit to fly test. We had that done like a month ago.
So if just say for instance, obviously you don't raise the money in time and he starts to deteriorate and he ain't fit to fly, will the surgeon come over to the UK?
We are asking all these questions, believe me, in the background. But again,
I'll just answer some questions in the chat. That's all. It's like all this is doing now is helping because of you've probably answered a lot of questions that people have had in their head.
You're all coming across as well. This I respect. You are showing me respect in the way you answer me. You're not accusing me. You're not being rude. I'm human, and I'd just like to ask that how people would like to be spoken to. They speak to me because people have been so rude, and I'm not here for that. I don't appreciate being spoken to like a piece of shit, basically. But
what about the aftercare? The after surgery. Have you got? Is that all done? The money for that?
Yeah, that's what she said. That includes the 4-month stay that he's going to have for the aftercare.
That is.
Can I ask a question, Kel?
Yeah.
Do you have a date that you need to sort of raise this by? Is there like a...
This is another big question and absolutely makes sense. When we spoke to Mr. Lenke in January, he said he needs Harley in there by spring, ideally. And now with this, that's what I've been telling people, spring. We need to get him there by spring, which is the end of spring, which is May. I'm not good with numbers, maths, all that, but that's what I've been saying. So the end of spring. Does that mean now we've got to spring, I'm going to give up? Absolutely not, because if I did, I would lose my son. What that means, though, with any surgery, you can take cancer, you can take a knee surgery, the most simplest of surgery, laser eye surgery. Let's go with a broken arm. If you don't get that surgery to fix that arm within, say, the first day or two, the risks, the complications are worse. You've got higher risks of infection, higher risk of the surgery not working. Harley can progress a bit more. You could lose a bit more lung function. Might not be able to straighten your spine as much. There's so many things that play into it. I have no point said after spring he can't have the operation. He said he wanted to get him by spring, and that's why the date of the letter was just put June because it's summer. But it's hard. Some people just are not happy with me explaining one thing.
How much have you raised so far, Kelly?
We are listen, I'm going to put this out here, and this is today. The date today is the 8th of April. We are sitting at around combined, so everything that comes off here, everything that's come at the crowd, and everything that's come off the GF. We are sitting at around £711,000 before the fees. So that's the number we have all collectively raised.
Oh yeah, because TikTok take their 60%, don't they? And then you have the GoFundMe that take their percentage.
And I'm going to be brutally honest with you. The reason I don't want to say the numbers is because people are now going to question this again. And you can see this.
It's about transparency, though. But Kelly, have you contacted any charities that are to do with the condition Harley has, where you can have gift aid and things? Someone sent me a message saying something about if you contacted charity and sort of, I don't know if it's like if it's the right wording, but like
anyone's got any help, please. I'll
get her to drop you a message.
A lot of these things, like the IFR, I wasn't even aware of it until people on the internet. And again, the reason I don't want to put numbers out there, because now I guarantee you these questions, and please understand what you're going to see now. Oh, where's this gone? Where's that gone? Where's this gone? They got to work off the fees.
As long as you've got proof of fees and stuff. Sorry, Darren, 1 second. As long as you've got proof of the fees and stuff that comes out when you show your final total amount, or if you're showing amount, there's nothing anyone can say. If you have the proof there of what they have taken as their fees, there's nothing anyone can say.
I'm just going to put this up quickly. Sorry, Darren. I'm just going to put this up because
I'm sorry to talk over anyone, but this account for baby girl is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting what they're coming saying and stuff that they said.
If they're in there, get them muted. Right, so there's a lot of people in the chat saying you're sending... Yeah, people are saying in the chat you're sending lions, yeah? I'm just going to point out now, I'll put a big screen. This account here has 247.6k followers. This is Hope Harley's mum's account, alright? This is her only account, and she has a level 1 gifting. If she had sent a lion or even sent a rose, she'd be a level 2. It should be more than that if she'd sent a lion, but if she'd sent a rose, she'd be a level 2. So she clearly ain't gifting anything.
It's exactly what happened to us. It's like, You can just go round and say it in the comments, but not show any receipts. Like, guaranteed, if you've been doing anything like that, there'd be videos all over the FYP
100%.
everywhere.
Guys, can I ask a question? Right, this is absolutely breaking my heart because we're talking about a little life here. A little life. If these do not reach this target, I have saw Isla take her last breath, and this absolutely breaks my heart that if these don't raise this money in time, we're talking loss of life. Guys, between everyone in here, I'm surely we come, if you all agree, let's do something for them. Let's try and push it that little bit more for them, guys. It's fucking breaking my heart, mate.
But this is what I mean. The questions still keep coming. When do I draw a line? When do I draw a line?
They'll always keep coming. Listen,
They'll always
you
will.
answer questions every single day.
Right, you see what it is, yeah, Kelly? Right? When you're raising such a large amount of money, yeah, there has to be 100% transparency. I mean, like, to the point of coming on when you're live, if someone comes in your live and says, how are you getting on? Yeah, we're at this much, we still need to raise that much. Be transparent with everything. If you're transparent with everything, nobody can sit and question you for anything. Like I said, you're new to TikTok, so when, like you said earlier, you didn't feel that you should have to show bank statements. Correct, you don't need to show bank statements, but show people what's gone into the account. Yeah, and that money hasn't been taken out to be spent on yourself, because that's what people will be thinking. Yeah, it's sad to say, but that's what they'll be thinking.
Yeah.
So you just need to be more transparent with everything. Be transparent. No one can say shit. You'll have trolls. There's always going to be trolls that want to question certain things. But as long as you're being 100% transparent, people will see that.
I get it.
I've heard you saying, Kelly, that you like, obviously, Darren's not very good when it comes to maths or anything like, house bills and stuff like that. Like, I do all that sorting out of everything.
He does it all. Shocking with numbers.
It's like, is there any, obviously you're raising a large amount of money and you've been on the media, did nobody offer you any support on how to manage things? Because I've done fundraising and stuff in the past, but what you're doing at the minute is miles off anything that I'm sure anybody's ever done on this app now. Is there no one to get some support to sort of like, to help you not how to be transparent, but even just how to manage things?
No, I'm not.
There must be supporting somebody out there. I don't know, maybe Michelle on the app, I know that she does accounts and stuff, and I don't want to just drop her name in, do you know what I mean? But I don't really know her, but somebody like that on the app who can maybe give a little bit of advice on helping you manage things.
No, I'm not asking these questions. I'm just so drained, and I get the transparency, and I can do a video on it and leave it out there, but people can't just keep asking more from me. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but to be fair, Kelly, it's a lot of money. You've raised $700.
No,
brilliant. But you've got to respect the question.
I understand.
I'm sorry, it's going to be draining. It's going to be all of this. But at the end of the day, your focus is on your son and that op. And just let the questions. If you don't want to answer, just ignore it. Do you know what I mean? But answer as many questions as you can. And my advice to you is to go live and write all the questions down that people have and say, okay, I'm going to go live at so and so date, and I'm going to answer all these questions. But then, after that, we'll move on. But it's going to continue because it's such a large amount, and I just think you've got to bear it. To be fair.
It's hard to not when you feel like you're being questioned, and we know what it's like to.
Yeah, but Katie, people pay with their money. If I'm going to pay with a lot of money, I'm going to ask questions.
Yeah,
that's what I was going to say. Like, I know it's hard, and I know what you're dealing with off the app and stuff is going to be because we've been there, but you need to just try and I know it's frustrating. I could see you getting a little bit frustrated, but it's something that you're probably just going to have to, even if you are frustrated, try and keep it in a little bit, because I've said this to Darren plenty of times. It doesn't come across when he's getting his back up, when he's getting shoulders, he comes across not great on camera, do you know what I mean, when people are watching you. And I get it, it's just because you're frustrated with the trolling and stuff, but please take that in the nicest possible way, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get it. And then maybe once a week I could do a question and answers, but it's not so much I'm fed up with it. Like, I can only describe it as it drains me.
You've had a bad experience, that's what it is. You've had it from the get-go of being trolled and shit like that, of people trying to go at you rather than thingy. But I think if you switched it up a bit, like Angie said, add that bit of transparency, write down people's questions, come back to them at a later date if you wanted to answer them.
Send me an inbox and we do. See, this one about Tottenham, that came from Baby Girl. This don't make sense. Someone tell me who would believe this. Did Tottenham offer to pay 45% to hospital when you declined? Why? Why would I decline that?
I know, it's just silly questions, and I have seen that in the chat a few times. That's why I haven't even answered to it. Because if Spurs had offered to pay 45%, do you think they wouldn't have nabbed that up? Come on now, be real. It's stupid shit like that. You need to just give your heads a wobble when you see shit like that. Ask the question. She's just answered it now, so leave that.
I just think,
no one else needs to ask.
Kelly, I just think you need to open up to people, because people have said, and I'm going to tell you, people have said that you, you know, you have an attitude problem, you're not grateful. This is what the comments I'm getting, right? I'm not saying that's the case, but people are saying that. And I just feel you need to open up to people, and they would actually kind of, you know, relate to you a little bit more. You know, help you out a little bit more, donate to you more, you know, the people that haven't donated. And I think you need to answer the questions, because people are going to think, you know, oh, red flag, this is not right. And, you know, just bear it, you know, while you're on TikTok, unfortunately, you know.
You know, you've got to remember as well, she's under a lot of pressure. She's under a lot of pressure. She's stressed. Harley is going to pass away if she can't reach this number. The amount of pressure that's on her shoulders must be absolutely incredible because of the amount of money. Do you know what I mean?
I agree. I totally
you know, guys,
agree with you.
I'm fucking heartbroken. I'm going to drop. Guys,
can I just say, I do agree with you. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is to you know, to get more help for your son, you know, is to try and open up and answer as many questions as you can. I know it's draining. I don't understand, you know, what you're going through, and you know, I wish you luck at the operation. I hope you get it. Fingers crossed for you. But I'm just saying, just to help get more help from people that haven't donated, you know.
Kelly, how is Harley in himself right now? How's Harley?
The thing about Harley, I keep telling everyone, he is such a ray of light. Like, you will never catch him moaning. He asks me every day, Mummy, when's my back getting fixed? But he is such a happy kid. He literally, he wants to live happy. Yeah. He's joyful. He jokes. He never moans about the world. And this is what I'm trying to say. He is such a true and kind soul. And yeah, he's a good kid, but he is and will get worse if he's left. He just wants to live. You know, and I'm sorry if I come across a certain way. Like, every life I explain, like, I'm neurodivergent, I've got ADHD, and yeah, a lot of shit.
Kelly, I'm sorry if it came across the wrong way. I'm just, you know, what other people have said. That's all. All I'm just saying is trying to help you get more donations.
Listen, I've got thick skin. I'm not offended. Other than when it comes to my boys and someone says something nasty about them, that's when you'll get the line out of me. Like, I can take it on the chin. Like, but I'm trying to explain, like this. If I'm getting gifts and I'm talking to someone and I can't do it for free. I wish I could. My brain don't work that way. I can't do it. And I explain it every live, but see, you go, oh, don't act like you're not grateful. And I constantly say, I am so grateful. But it's like, oh, you're not showing it in your face. I said, I'm sorry, like, I'm so tired, but I'm just...
You know what, Kelly, you must be so, like, we have obviously, we've been there where, you know, we're getting told by specialists that, you know, any day, she could stop breathing, this could happen, and you literally are running off nothing. You're running off exhaustion, like you and trying to do this fundraising at the same time. And ours was obviously a little bit different because Ella was non-verbal, whereas I can't imagine with you, with Harley, you know, knowing what's going on and stuff, having to...
The hospital, after 10 referrals, have not given this boy pain relief.
Oh my God.
Can I just raise a couple of questions? It's not from a place of hate. I honestly do wish you all the best, and I hope you get everything that you need. But the only reason I haven't got behind the campaign is because there were, to me personally, I'm not a bastard. It's just like I'm one of those ones where I think about everything, and I've watched and I've seen, I've had my opinions. I don't want to get hate. Yeah. I've got a couple of questions, and honestly, I do wish you the best. But first of all, there was apparently there's rumours going around that you were offered an operation in a couple of years ago, but
that's been answered. That one, bro. That's all been answered.
I'm late here, so do forgive me. So it's not coming from a place of hate.
Yeah, it was the wrong operation, that one.
Yeah, right. And what was the other one? And I think the only thing that rubbed me up the wrong way is when I saw your interview on Sky News, and it was like, for me, it was a case of taking your child on a national. I know you want to raise awareness, and I know you want to do the right thing and do what's best for you and your family, and I appreciate that. But there's like a certain way of doing it, and I think for me that rubbed me up the wrong way. And when you were like, if he doesn't get this operation, he's going to die, and I think to say that in front of your child.
I said we're going to lose him because Harley has global developmental delay and language delay, and you'll never catch me saying that in front of Harley because he didn't understand them words. And if you watch it back, please watch it back.
I will. No, educate me. Honestly, it's not coming from a place of hate because I could use my platform and be like,
he's not even phased. I would never say that in front of him. He doesn't know that what could happen. I've never told him that. But you never catch me saying that in front of him. Never. Look.
But you did on Sky News though. That's the thing.
I said we're going to lose him. Please watch it back. Please.
Yeah, but saying you're going to lose him is basically the same way as saying, well,
he has language delay, he has global developmental delay, and there are words he don't understand or can't comprehend. That's what I'm trying to say to you.
I'm not trolling, guys. I want to be educated. I could have brought this up.
Well, what she says in front of her son isn't irrelevant.
I mean, I could have brought this up on my own platform and dragged it through the coals, but I want to know. I want to be educated.
And I've explained to you. Please watch it back and look at Harley's face.
Moving on, Zach. I've got.
I was going to say, let's move on from that one.
Next, I've got 2 more questions and then I'm done. Just 2 more. One question is, why did you miss appointments? You know, because you did put it, I say on your video, you had missed appointments of his, and then he was put under child protection.
Yeah, that was one of the reasons they gave, but the main reason was because we didn't have any proof that Harley's lungs were what they were, and this is the bit that breaks me. And it wasn't until the end of 2024. The start of 2024. Don't get me on the date that we then had in black and white that we've always had 2022, 2023, and 2024's levels. So had we had them in the first place, they couldn't have done that. We missed a few appointments, bearing in mind they're all up London, and with Great Ormond Street, that's the main hospital, and that's where the issues came from. Excuse me. I'll put a post out about this, and people have said the same about the same hospital. They will book you an appointment 6 months in advance, and then 1 or 2 days before the appointment, they'll cancel it and change it for another 2-3 months. So I'm not always been available. And
they've done that to Isla plenty of times. And Katie, you can confirm that.
I've got 3 children as well, not just 1. I've got 3. We took him to the appointment. Just it wouldn't be on that day, and that was the excuse. And I come out with the paper.
Were they important appointments, or were they just just a checkup? Were they important?
I can't remember more, but that was.
I think if you've got a child that's struggling, if you've got a child, any appointment's important. Regardless.
I don't mean it like that, but some
I'm not saying you do, Ange. When it comes to a child, there should be.
I just mean for some appointments are walk in, walk out. Do you know what I mean?
I was going to say, I've got to disagree with that.
I've got the whole folder, by the way, for appointments. So we was then rescheduled when we was then seen. So I've got the whole folder from 2010.
So Isla used to get appointments, right? And I used to have to get it out the bed. Even at the last couple of months of her life, I had to get it out the bed, get it into the car, get it down to an appointment. And some of the appointments, Zach, you go in and he goes, tick, 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 tick. Okay, that's it, out the door. That is literally it. And you know what? I actually turned around to the services and said, do you think I am going to drag my baby out of bed from being comfortable where she needs to be to get her in her chair all the way down for you to tick a load of papers? Absolutely not. I refused to take it to some of them, mate, because it was bang out of order, lad. Making my baby uncomfortable. She was in pain because she was stiffing up. So I told them, you can absolutely leg it if you think I'm bringing my daughter down here for you to tick a couple of things and send us out. Absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just also say thank you so much, Callie, for answering my questions. I appreciate that. I hope that helps for other people.
To me. Yeah. I appreciate you all. You've been respectful, and that's all I can ask. And listen, I've answered every question possible, and all I can ask is everyone, please research, do your own research. Don't look on the FYP and see a clip of me in red pajamas with my hair down, blue pajamas with my hair up, and a video mixed together. Please look for yourself before you judge.
Yeah.
Look at it. I've got one last question, Ange. Now that everybody's heard heard Kelly answer all of these questions, is anybody else in this box now or in this room willing to help me and come together to try and save a life. Is anybody up for it?
Yeah, of course.
Let's do it. Let's come together.
But like I said, Darren, like I said to Kelly when she first come in the box, obviously she missed out on, like, obviously Drama Talk's its own little section of TikTok, and she 100%. Missed out on that by turning Angie down on an opportunity where we would have all come together and raised a hell of a lot of money.
Lad, weren't she?
Yeah, I know she was. Yeah, but that kind of that pushed Drama Talk away from the whole situation. Do you know what I mean? So now, obviously,
I defended Kelly on that one. No, I did actually defend you, Kelly, on that one, because I understood why you did that. Because Mr. TikTok, and I'd be probably the same. Because if you've got a lot of scammers on here, I wouldn't want someone raising money and not giving it to me and it be a scammer.
Jonathan Stone has done it. He raised money for Harley and kept it. Like, so many people have done it.
What you should do is say to people, if they're gonna do stuff to raise money, gifts off and divert people directly to the GoFundMe. Do you know what I mean? Or to whatever it's going to. Because otherwise TikTok then take their 60%, then everything, do you know what I mean? It's just a case of, we did it before, we run a live and it was brilliant. And we just got everyone to go straight to the GoFundMe, had a picture up of the GoFundMe and we could see it going up. And yeah, it was brilliant.
Well, Kelly, you know, the only other thing that you have to do and help Harley out with, I think, is get him away from being a Spurs fan.
Oh, no. Never.
Yeah, big disappointment there.
He's loyal. Unfortunately,
can I just say something as well?
Can anyone...
Oh,
sorry, Katie.
Come on, babe. Do you want to be first?
I just wanted to say, anyone... Like, obviously, I did have a message from someone saying about gift aid, etc. If anyone's got anything that Kelly can do in regards to supporting her fundraiser for Harley, just drop her a message and just point her in the right direction, because obviously this is her first time doing this as well anyway. So if there's anyone that's got any ideas or charities or anything that will be able to help her, just drop her a message and help her out.
And let me just clear up, sorry Andrew, 1 sec, let me just clear up a few things. Linda, you've just stated that she refused Spurs' offer. If Spurs had offered to pay 45%, do you think she would have not taken it? Stop being silly, she's answered that already, alright? And people saying about other stuff, it's all been answered. Everything has been answered.
I wonder if, going to Elise's question, what she said there, that if somebody, if you can appoint someone, like 2 people, Kelly, to where if people have questions, instead of bombarding yourself because you've got your hands full, as to go to, say, for example, Alicia and someone else, where they can go with questions with those 2 people, and they can go back to you like once a week or twice a week, and then they can go on their live and say, here's your answer to the questions. You know what I mean?
Send it to this page. This is my husband. It's right there. This is my husband. This is a genuine page. This is my husband's page. Send them to Ben, please. I do my best to get back to everyone.
I've just got 2 things just before a drop. The first thing is, like, you can tell me no, but a suggestion might be to maybe do a weekly update and do it on the same day each week and just count everything up and just do a video, not a live, do an actual video, so it gets out to more people and say, right, this is what we've done this week, this is where we're up to, and do it every single week.
Brilliant.
That's just a suggestion for you. The second thing is, please guys, just remember that Kelly and Ben will also want to be making memories with Harley and the rest of the kids, so please, if you see them doing something, don't be so harsh, because it is right that Harley is regressing as well.
Yeah.
He is regressing, isn't he? And we know how hard it is, like, to want to make memories while you can right now. Do you know what I mean? And
you've got a McDonald's, and I'm like, yeah, they're still children. Like, Frankie's only 7. And I felt so terrible. Harley begged me for weeks, can we please go bowling, mummy? And I was like, no, we've got to save every penny. And then, I spoke to a couple of my friends. I was like, but you still need to make memories. Like, my little boy is only 7 still. And at that age, we're out all the time. But please, like, I can't do wrong for right at the minute. And I've had to turn around and say, listen, I'll have let them all pick one thing to do this half time. And I still have to do that. And like you said, it's memories. Like, I'm
if anybody knows any charities, sorry to interrupt, but if anybody knows, there's some charities out there that will donate days out and certain things like that to you, so you're obviously not using any of your own money that you want to give. If anybody does know any of these charities that will help this family also make memories, because that's so important for Harley, yourselves and your other children, please just get in touch, because it's, family funds one of them.
And there's always going to be questions on this, 100%, and everyone's going to have questions, and transparency, you've got all of that. But the main thing is just look at his smile, and that's what it's all for. So irrespective of the questions, ask those questions, get those answers and all that. But just remember what it's for. And if you're trolling on it, you're actual scumbags. If you don't like it or you don't want to donate, just don't troll. There's no point on it.
There is one, and I've got to emphasise, there is one particular account that did this to us and the Hardys, and he is vile. Vile. And please...
I've got a video on my page. Don't know if you can play it at some point. No trace of him. Just put it up. But,
research there.
Yeah. Right, guys. I'm gonna drop Kelly. I've sent you a little follow if you need any advice or anything.
Just quickly going to show you him more quickly and just remind you, you know, the reason I'm doing this. Sorry, someone's ringing on his PlayStation. Can you say hello, Harley, to everyone?
Hello, lads.
Hello, Harley.
Mate. Oh, man.
How are we doing?
Loads of love, lads.
Oh, he's not got Tottenham pyjamas on, your big
Ah, that's a good thing.
Oh, man.
Yeah. England today, yeah? Yeah?
Little legend.
But
Good
look,
lad.
he's always smiling, always happy, and just, you know,
Bless him.
I appreciate you all, and just, if I can do better and you can help me be better, I'm willing to do anything, you know, I really am.
Well, hopefully you take some of the advice like that's been given. Obviously, we ain't all professionals, but it'll probably help with your journey a bit and everything like I said. Pass through a few platforms. Angie said she'll have you on there. Go on. You just got to remember that people are going to fire questions. That's all you're going to have to remember. Is people are going to fire questions.
Most people are on your side when it comes to your little boy. Just remember that. Like, people aren't against you, and people will have questions. It's human nature. It's normal when there's, you know, these accounts saying shit. Just be transparent with people. Just be open. I know it probably feels quite imposing on your personal life, but just when it comes to the GoFundMe and that, just be transparent. That's what I would say.
Can I just say one thing before I drop No Face, if that's okay?
Yeah,
I'm
of course.
just going to say this because you're probably going to hear it anyway, and I hope this doesn't sound, because I can be blunt, I don't mean to, guys, so I do apologise if I am. But the reason why now I've always said that I know that you're not a scammer, right? I've always said that, and I've always supported you. But however, the reason I didn't jump on it is because I thought, because it's 2.5 million, it's a lot of money, and I did think it's a lot of money for one child, and I understand a mother would do anything for their child, but that's why I didn't jump on it, because I wasn't sure about the success rate of the operation, and I thought it was a lot of money. But however, you know, after you answering the questions, I'm happy to get my people, my platform, to, if they can, to donate as well.
I appreciate you all, honestly, and the way you've been respectful, and I'll just do as much as I can to be transparent, and I appreciate all your advice, and try and do better going forward.
Does Ben ever go live, Phil? He does.
Ben, he can, and he's going to try.
I was going to say, maybe try breaking it down with him. Do you know what I mean? So it ain't just you on it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because it is good to give you mind the rest from TikTok.
Yeah, because my brain don't shut off, and with the ADHD, it's just forever going, and I just, sometimes it's too much. But yeah, he is going to start going live. But he's completely different to me, where he's got autism. He's a completely different kettle of fish. But
I'm dropping now.
Right, guys.
We'll big up Angie for coming up.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming through.
Sorry, I'm going to drop down myself. Kelly,
worries.
honestly.
Yeah, I'm going to go as well, because I need to go sit
all of the money.
Kelly, it was nice to meet you.
Thank you all very much.
No Face, I'll message you after this.
Yeah,
Loads of
Darren,
love.
message me.
Yeah, loads of love, TJ, everyone.
Drop
loads
me
of
a
love.
follow, Kelly, and then I'll drop one back and we can get talking about doing some stuff as well.
Oh, wait, Kelly, let me just give back these gifts. Hold on 1 second, because I don't want them.
Yeah, anything that's made from this live, I'll send it over to the thing as well. Because obviously, this weren't meant to be a live about that. Like I said, this all originally started from me just cam-2ing dipshit and then him going in on me and then it turned into this. So, but I hope this has answered a lot of people's questions. So let's just have a quick rundown, all right? Spurs didn't offer to pay 45%, all right? That never happened.
Nothing at all.
They haven't
She
got
said she's
45% to offer.
Yeah, exactly
They've
that.
got nothing. They can't even buy players properly. Sorry, Harley.
He's not listening. But that would be in the news, like that would be out there. That I wish that was the case. I really do.
Yeah, of course it is. She hasn't turned down an operation that would have been beneficial for him. That's been confirmed. She's said that she's going to be transparent with stuff, so there's nothing you can say about that. And she hasn't gone and turned her tick leap off so people can't see what she earned, because you can't do that. If you could do that, do you not think the people that are on here battling day in, day out would want to be covering up what they earn and would be getting it done? No, you can't do it. All right? And the other thing is that they personally don't block or mute people, so they don't know whether you've gifted and you're being blocked. They don't know that. It was the mods, so they've agreed that they're going to go through it. They're just going to have a word with the moderators and tell them maybe mute certain things, but it's a live and learn situation. The lady's come to TikTok for help. She ain't been on here for forever and now then turned around and said, you know what, I need everyone's help. Let her live and learn. And the other thing is the gifting badge. All right, let me just confirm that as well. I'll put it up again because so many people keep saying about it. This is her account here, 247k.6, a level 1 gifting badge. That means she hasn't even sent a rose to somebody, let alone a lion. All right. Ben's account that's in the box now, you can click on the account and it shows you that's got a level 1 gifting badge. Alright, so people saying that she's out here sending lines and that, shut the fuck up. Just click on it. It's a simple thing. You could click on the account when she's live and quite clearly see. If she had turned the gifting badge off K-hole, it wouldn't show as a level 1. It wouldn't show a gifting badge.
That is the gifting
give
badge.
your head a wobble.
The gifting badge will still show even if it was turned off. It just doesn't be highlighted. It's not highlighted.
Yeah.
When it's turned off.
I just hope right now for you that, you know, now that you've took a little bit of advice and, you know, you know a little bit more of what you need to do moving forward, that people can just write this, like, leave you to just move forward now. You've obviously took a lot in from, and you've got a lot of support now, and, you know, just leave you alone. Do you know what I mean? And just come on, do what you're doing, be as transparent as you can, take everything what everybody says on board, because, you know, we've been through it, but obviously everyone in the boxes, No Face, Alicia, have all helped other families as well, so they're giving you advice from what they've seen in the past from helping families. So I think this live's been really amazing. Honestly, everyone's been so respectful and you've answered everyone's questions amazingly, and I know it's really difficult. But I think that the way everyone's come across and asked you, and it's been really nice, to be honest, and I just hope you've took like goodness from the live.
Yeah, no, I have, and I appreciate you all and your advice, because I'm literally fresh out of the womb and I'm learning. I've learned a lot about myself the last couple of years, and I'm learning on here. But yeah, I appreciate you all, and thank you all so much for your advice and your help.
And I will say as well that Louis, King Louis, was offered to come over here and obviously have his say and just get it all sorted and squashed, but he refused to because he wants to just entertain his comments and get the views in while talking about this situation. And my point about him earlier was the fact that his mum sat on this app while he was ill in bed getting trolled day in, day out, so he should know how it feels. So portraying the same shit onto this family is disgusting.
Yeah, I'm so disappointed, and I'm not gonna lie. Hopefully he will take something from this as well. But he sat over there with all of our trolls in the comments, so just have to leave him to it. But guys, I'm gonna drop anyway.
Hey,
Kelly, me and
thanks for coming up.
to you, babe.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Alicia, love you, girl, and everyone in the boxes. Speak to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye, Katie.
Take care, everyone, and
All
thank
right,
you
Kelly.
so much.
Well, thank you for coming up. Obviously, this weren't intended. So, like I said, but it's been a big eye opener to everyone.
Thank you so much. Thanks a
All right.
lot. Yeah,
No worries.
Take care.
All right. See